In 1922, the Women's Club of Huntington founded the Community Chest because they needed a fundraising arm to support the social service work that they were doing for the community. That was the origin of what we know today as United Way of the River Cities. At that point, the Community Chest went out into the community, businesses, individuals, seeking financial support to alleviate human service needs. We do the same thing today. Our model for fundraising has not changed particularly. We still go to businesses, to individuals. We ask for support so that we can address issues that are identified by our community as important. What has changed is that instead of now serving as a pass-through organization, we have a much more narrowed focus. We focus primarily on health, education, and financial stability, and anyone who provides services in those areas, as well as in basic need safety net services, can apply to us for funding through our competitive grants process.
It's important when we're looking back in the Centennial year as to the impact that United Way of the River Cities have had over the last 100 years, and to think how many people and how many generations have been involved, in addition to how many people and how many generations have been impacted. And I think when you look at how do we pass that on to our children, it's by getting them engaged, by getting them active, and by teaching them that through service you find fulfillment. And it's about, helping others. It's about supporting these programs, because at some point we're all going to need assistance. We're all going to need help. So being there to give a hand up, I think is important. It's not just about necessarily donating time and money, but it's getting engaged as a family and getting engaged in these activities, because there's something for everybody at the United Way, and it really is an opportunity to draw the family closer together and to have that sense of fulfillment and have that sense of impact, and that it's powerful.
Vantage Toyota and the United Way of the River Cities has a great partnership. The United Way of the River Cities has many programs that supports underprivileged kids. There's many kids out there that need food, clothing, support, and the United Way is there to assist those kids.
The United Way of the River Cities has a long history of working with all their partner agencies to address the serious problems in this community. Taking on the Centennial sponsorship was important for the Herald-Dispatch, because I think there's both a long-term commitment to this community. Marshall was and is a long-time United Way supporter. He believes in the mission. Obviously, he's a great person to try to emulate, and I try to emulate him in every way I can.
One of the main influences that I had growing up was my grandfather, Marshall. He explained to me what United Way did at a young age, and so from that point on, I guess I've always had influence from that to be a supporter of United Way and to be a part of the impact that they make in our communities. In a community, there's always going to be problems that need addressed, right? And it's better to be a part of the solution and be a part of making a change and making an impact in that community than being part of that problem. Being a part of United Way's celebration and their centennial anniversary has truly been a privilege, and we can't wait to see what the next 100 years brings.
Our employees take great pride in caring for the folks in our communities. Right here, our friends, our neighbors, and our patients, obviously, are all part of our community. Supporting United Way of River Cities is a natural extension of that care and compassion. Mountain Health Network is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the United Way of River Cities Centennial milestone, as we share a compassion for improving our community.
When you look at the past 100 years, or if you look at the next 100 years, the one constant is going to be that the issues that we're addressing as a community are constantly changing. And I think what's reassuring is that over the last 100 years, United Way of the River Cities has been there to constantly address those issues. It takes community involved in the United Way to constantly assess and address those issues. And so for the next 100 years, I think we can rest assured that United Way of the River Cities is going to be walking there hand in hand with this community, addressing those problems, assessing those needs, and being the partner that it's been for the last 100 years.
Over the past 100 years, the needs for our community have changed, and United Way has stood the test of time because we have been able to adapt and change along with the changing needs and priorities of our community. We've also been able to last for 100 years because of the stalwart support we've received, and that comes from the generosity of the people that we serve, the generosity of spirit, the generosity of pocket, the generosity of talent and time that people donate to United Way. All those things together have managed to allow us, as a community, to live united.